Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Big John, aka the Amazing Fasting Fat Man, aka the Incredible Shrinking Man. And today is day 71 of my second prolonged fast. It's also the last day. Today's the 10th. 1 year ago tomorrow will be the anniversary. I started on an incredible journey to shed off my obesity. Basically, I went on a 3-week intermittent fasting regimen on December 11th of 2018, and on January 2nd of 2019 I started a fasting routine that lasted 150 days. After that routine, I refed for 12 days, and then I did Keto OMAD for a while, switched to Carnivore OMAD for a while, and then October 1st, I started second prolonged fasting, which I am ending as of tomorrow. Today's the last day. The time absolutely flew. I mean, this second fast, I didn't really feel like I felt the first fast. I guess because the first fast was so new that every moment of the day, I know I was fasting. But this fast, it was like my body's just acclimated to just not eating, which is a good thing. But anyway, let's see what I weigh today. $219.4. Okay. Not bad. I mean, like Maxwell Smart said, God rest his soul, I missed it by this much. Hey, look. 195, here I come. Tomorrow I'm going to start refeeding. I'm going to do basically the same regimen that I did after I stopped the first 150-day fast. But I'm not going to do 12 days. I'm probably going to do 6, and then the 7th day I'm going to do a fasting day. Then the next day I'm going to start eating OMAD again. But the difference is, I'm going to do OMAD every other day, so pretty much it's going to be a 6-day refeed, and then a 1-day fast, and then I'm going to start eating one meal a day every other day until I get to the 195, because I did want to do alternate day OMAD before I did the fast, but I might as well do it now. Guys, it has been a blast. We're talking about a year's journey where I have lost over 300 pounds in that time, and it's just been amazing. You guys pretty much have been the wind beneath my sail. Now granted, I built the boat because of my son, because of his inspiration, for me to get healthy. But you guys, like, your support, both negative and positive, believe it or not, because the positive supports, you always appreciate that, but the people who saying that you can't, like, that gets my fires burning too. Speaking of negative comments, I gotta tell you guys a funny one. Look, I'm not one to really make fun of people. Well, that's not true. In the past, I used to make fun of people all the time. But anyway, someone left a comment saying that I did not lose any fat, right? It was all water weight. So basically, I lost 300 and some odd pounds of water weight. According to that theory, I mean, the cure for obesity is pretty much like obese people going into a sauna 4 hours a day, like, until they sweat out all that water. We're not fat. We're just overly hydrated. Look, everyone has a right, like, to be stupid, but some people choose to abuse the privilege. Seriously? 300 pounds and you think it's all water weight? I know, don't feed the trolls, but still, it just, like, I read it and I started laughing. And I'm thinking, like, no, this person couldn't have possibly seen the whole journey. They must be basing it on, like, little segments of the video they seen, because it just made absolutely no sense to me. But anyway, a year down, me and my wife were having a conversation the other day about this journey, and full confession time, I, like, before I began this journey, I was unfaithful. I was cheating on my wife. I was cheating with food. Food was my mistress. I mean, seriously, because my wife, like, monitored me. She didn't want me overeating. She wanted me to lose weight. And I would do things like hide candy bars and things like that in the drawer, or like, she's going to sleep and I say, oh no, I'm gonna stay up and watch Netflix, and then I'm ordering something to eat, constantly monitoring the Uber app, so like when they come, they don't ring the bell, so that I could open the door, and grab the food. More importantly, we had an alarm in the old house, that, when you open the door, you hear that ee. So here I am, like, coughing to disarm the alarm, because she's a light sleeper. So if she hear the beep, 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 you know what I'm saying, she'll wake up. So I'll be like, to disarm it, so I could get this food and basically cheat. Not that I'm on a diet or anything like that. I just knew I shouldn't have been doing it, and I was doing it anyway. Why? Because at that time, the food was more important than anything. Food is no longer important to me, and what's crazy is, believe it or not, food is not important to you either. You think it is. You've been programmed, and you've gotten into a habit of thinking it is. But once you're without it, once you keep saying no, you would be amazed at how little importance food really has. Don't get me wrong. Like, when I was doing the OMAD and the carnivore, I enjoyed the food I ate. I took my time. I ate it. I enjoyed it. But when it was done, it was done. I didn't perseverate on the thought of it. I didn't fantasize about having more of it. It was pretty much, it served its purpose, and it was done. And that's pretty much how I'm going to live my life going forward. Like I told you guys, I'm going to do OMAD. I'm doing alternate day OMAD. And hopefully all that will help, like, get rid of this extra skin. Because like my wife said, my wife watches, she, in the past, I think she still is, a big fan of, like, My 600-Pound Life with Dr. Now. And one where they do the skin surgery things too. And funny thing, like, she has an eye for these things, and she's like, you're carrying about 35 pounds of extra weight in skin, And I marveled at that. I'm like, well, you know what? If I went under the knife right now, I would probably be lower than my targeted goal, And that kind of warms me up. But nonetheless, I'm going to get to my targeted goal. Even if it means getting to my targeted goal means I'm really 165, 160, I don't care. I put in my mind that I'm going to get to 195. And pretty much, since I have constantly throughout my entire adult life, teenage life, adolescent life, let myself down when it comes to weight loss, I decided this is one thing I'm going to do for myself. Because I could do it. I'm in a position to do it. I feel like I'm empowered and able to do it. So I'm definitely going to do it. But the journey continues, after. Oh, the other thing too. I know in the past fast, right? I showed the refeed. I refed every day, and I showed what I was having. Listen, I'm not doing that this time. I really don't have the time. But like I said, I'm doing the exact same thing, except for last time I would do 2 days of everything. So it was 2 days of the bone broth, then 2 days of the soup, 2 days of the fruits, yada, yada, yada. I'm just basically doing the same thing, but I'm doing 1 day of each. So if you want to know what the protocol is, just go look at, as a matter of fact, I'm putting in the description box a link to the 12 days of refeeding. I'll put that in the description box if you guys want to look and see what I had those 12 days. Because pretty much I'm having the same thing, with the exception of the okra. I did enjoy the way my wife prepared the okra, but I'm not going to have the okra. That's pretty much it. For those of you who've been following and know what I'm talking about. I'm still working on finishing that website. When I hit my goal, I plan on switching careers and becoming, a motivational speaker, a coach, anything to help really push this incredible power we have to fast. This incredible ability that all of us have to take control of our health and change our life at any time, at any age. It's all up here. It's all mental. The mind controls everything. The mind is a powerful thing. So once you're able to get total control of your mind, you're able to do things like this: lose 300 pounds in a year. I mean, pretty much the benefits of what's happening to me now is numerous. I could do a separate video just explaining everything that's going on. I mean, from being able to buckle a seatbelt in a small car. Like prior to fasting, I couldn't close the seatbelt in my wife's car. If I'm in the passenger seat, I had to kind of hold it like this because we're in a seatbelt state. There's a seatbelt law in New York. So passenger driver has to have a seatbelt. So I would just hold the seatbelt so that if any cop passing by, they would see the strap across my chest. Now I could buckle it, and when I could drive a car, I could move forward and back in her car, and the seatbelt is giving. I could, from a standing position, I could bend down or kneel down and tie my shoes. Couldn't do that before. I could tighten my belt as I'm standing. Before, I used to have to tighten my belt before I put the pants on and shimmy into it because it was impossible to tighten my belt or even put on a belt with my pants at my waist. It was impossible. These are things, and there's so much more. Like being able to stand up from a seated position without having to grab onto everything. So much benefits of like shedding all that unnecessary weight. And if you're going through the struggle right now, trust and believe you can do this too. I keep reiterating this. There is nothing special about me. There is nothing special about me. I'm just a regular person who realized that if I continue the way I was going, I would die and I wouldn't be my son life. And the love I have for that little dude was enough to snap me out of my daydream, to literally wake me up, and get me to start going and do this thing. And I can't even explain how euphoric it feels. I'm not going back. A lot of people, you get the naysayers. Well, once you start eating, you'll gain the weight again. The thing is, I did start eating in June. I ate June, I ate July, I ate August, I ate September, and the weight kept coming off, kept coming off, kept coming off. Then in October, I jumped right back on a fast. So that theory is kind of, if I could go 4 months eating and keep losing weight and not gaining back, I don't know about this. Once you start eating, you gain it back stuff, because remember, it takes, about like 3 months to like form a habit. So that's really not my concern. All you guys who are fasting with me on the app at midnight, I'm turning mine off, Well, actually, no, I'm not turning off at midnight. When I wake up tomorrow, it's going to stay on up until I do the refeed. I guess my window for the refeed will be my old eating window when I was doing the OMAD. So roughly around 2:30, 3 o'clock will be when I officially end the fast tomorrow. But guys, I'm sorry to be long-winded. Please like, subscribe, and more importantly, share. Share this with someone who's obese, someone you care about. Save a life. Let them gain inspiration from my experience, from my adventure. And when this is over, I'm going to spread that knowledge as far as I can. I'm going to become the fasting fit man, the fasting coach. Like go around coaching people on ways to properly fast, intermittent fast, you name it. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you guys next week. I love you all.